Reasons why black women can't have white friends. I'm your host, Cool Colas, and you are now tuning into a new video on my channel. So let's get into it. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is because I did a video about black men and why they can't have white friends, and I wanted to do a video also about black women and the reasons why they cannot have white friends. Although the main reason, the main heading, and the main umbrella everything is under is the same, which is anti-black racism, there's different ways that these things tend to show up. Now, before I go any deeper, I'm going to give you this disclaimer, and it's the same disclaimer that I gave to black men when I did the video on why black men cannot have white friends. Technically, you can do whatever the hell you want, but this video is to tell you what I don't suggest you do and why I don't suggest you do it. And for the most part, what I notice with people is that they tend to not have white friends. They just have white people in their life that they have not categorized. Usually that is either a white neighbor or a white classmate or a white coworker or a white associate. But usually you do not have a white friend. And I do not believe that it is the smartest move for black people to take on white friends. With that being said, when it comes to black women, this shows up differently depending on the type of white female friend that they end up dealing with. The first reason why black women cannot have white friends is because of the mimicry to rebrand pipeline agenda. And let me explain what that is. In a previous video where I talked about the fetishization of black men via white women, I talked about a particular trope of white woman called the college experimenter. And this type of white woman shows up in relationships with black men and with black women. But the biggest difference between the two is typically with the black man, it's sexual. And typically with the black woman, it's in so-called friendship. Now, let me explain why I say that. When I talked about the college experimenter, one of the things that I said that they do is they tend to treat college like it's a wild party and a super wild time. Now, don't get me wrong, that's what a lot of people do in college, but this type of individual loses their mind because they're a big old experimenter. They're not really being themselves. They're trying to live out all of their wildest fantasies, and usually it delves heavy into race, and this is done while they're in college. So usually you'll have this white woman who will go on this tirade and become this loose ass bust down who will find every single soul pole that she can find of some type of college athlete, whether they're a football player, whether they're a basketball player, or whatever the case is, and she just wows out, and again, she smashes pretty much any black dude that she can find. It don't really matter what type of black dude, but for the most part, she goes after an athlete, and that's a big thing for her. And then later she rebrands, and then she turns into this conservative white woman who all of a sudden is religious, she found God, and she's also a Trump supporter. So black women run into this as well too, but without the sex piece. What I mean by that is, the reason why I call it mimicry to rebrand pipeline is because this type of individual will even at times befriend a black woman. Now, this might not necessarily happen in college. In a lot of instances, this happens in high school. And you'll have this white woman who will befriend a black woman, and then she'll start to emulate all of her mannerisms and even in her likeness to a certain extent. So she'll hair strands and put them into braids, and she'll try to act like her, and then she's hoping that by being around this black woman, she's going to get access to black men as well too. So in other words, she treats her friendship and her time being friends with this black woman as this kind of racial experimental world tour, for lack of better word. So she basically studies the black woman that she's around. The black woman is literally a case study, not necessarily a friend, and she learns how she could temporarily become more black, and then she acts that way, looks that way, and talks that way in order for her to again get access to a world that she really doesn't live in, and she can just exit whenever she feels like. And what ends up happening is when she gets older, she ends up becoming that exact same white woman that I talked about with the college experimenter. She becomes a conservative Karen who is a Trump supporter and is super religious. And I said this in a previous video, but I've seen a white woman that was just like this. There was a white woman when I was in college, and she would try to put on this fake black scent, and that shit was off-putting, and it made her sound trashy as hell. And she would hang around a lot of other black women. She would knock down black dudes' head. She was definitely checking for your boy as well too. Don't worry though, I ain't smashed y'all. I ain't smashed. But she was definitely checking for your boy. I can confirm in 2026, this is a white woman married to a white man who is also very religious, and I believe she's conservative as well too at this point. This is something that's very common. They use that black woman's friendship as a time for them to study them so they can experiment and be like them temporarily until it's time for them to get serious and become who they actually are.
That white girl is not your friend. I know you experienced in college, but she's on your character and your personality so that she can have proximity to black men, so she can sleep with black men. She might get some cornrows in her hair or some box braids. She might swag surf and figure out how to do the sticky leg, and then eventually she's going to treat the culture like she was on a trip backpacking through Europe, and she's going to find herself. And when she finds herself, she'll put away blackness, get herself a white husband, white children, and pretend like she never knew you. Stay careful, stay safe. Bye.
The second reason why black women cannot have white friends is because of instinctive enviousness. Now let me explain what this is. See, white women, when they become quote-unquote friends with black women, there's this instinct where they envy a lot of things about women. Usually it leans on the thing that most women care about, which is their looks and their appearance. So when they see a black woman, they can see their beauty. They see how gorgeous they are. And sometimes they'll even call it out as well too. Like they want to have the features that black woman has. Well melanated skin, that's why their asses are always fucking tanning. They want to have nice asses like black women have. They want to have the overall features and aura that this black woman exudes. And as a result of seeing all of these things, they tend to form a level of enviousness because they don't have these things. So the only way that they can get their rocks off and feel empowered is by nitpicking at that black woman and making her feel low. So what a lot of them like to do is they like to be passive aggressive and say little slick shit and do little slick shit and criticize them and this and that. And a lot of times this happens in places such as workplaces. You know, you'll get white girls you'll get white women who will nitpick at a black woman and try to figure out all parts of her life and what she does and all this other stuff. And I've even told you that in some of my experiences, I've seen it where white women were trying to learn about the lifestyle of the black women at the job.
Y'all can be their lifelong sponsor. Everything in that marriage seems to be worldly or performative or always about some type of finances or trying to keep up with the goddamn Joneses. It's starting to seem like none of these marriages nowadays are stemming from real love, genuine intention, any type of intention at all. Honestly, it's really for the image. They're doing it for the image, they're doing it for the status, they're doing it for the money, and they're doing it for the security and stability. And because they can't obtain that themselves, they get married to you men who are willing to, succumb to their desires, their wishes, their requests, and all these things, and then y'all get married to them, and then you're not happy, and you wonder why. It's because she doesn't really like you. She doesn't really love you. She doesn't give a about you. You men have to start using your discernment a little better. Because I do see a lot of men who are in marriages who are very unhappy, but they're sticking in that marriage because they believe that, you know, your first marriage should be your last marriage, and they want to stick it out and see it through. Stop settling. I'm gonna be the one to tell you, stop settling. Y'all need to learn how to vet women correctly. Y'all need to learn how to ask the proper questions. And y'all need to learn how to analyze people's characteristics and personality. Y'all need to understand how to differentiate when someone...
Help! There's crunch in my Skittles, and I'm feeling insulted and inspired.
Buying everyday things like ramen can help you establish credit. Get started with the Chase Freedom Rise credit card.
When someone is being genuine with you and when somebody is being a narcissist, gaslighting you and trying to manipulate you. People say that women are easy to manipulate, and I kind of disagree with that. I feel like men are very easy to manipulate. Because
I think when we look at this, marriage has really taken a turn for the worse, because men are finally understanding what marriage is all about. Today's marriage is very transactional. It's not like what it was before, right? I feel like a lot of these women get married to men because they are broke and they just want to live a certain lifestyle and they want to have their man pay for it, right? But they don't want to bring anything to the table. A man will take care of you for sure if you're bringing something to the table. What are you bringing to the table? So this is what you see. You see a lot of women get married to a man, have kids with him, and then divorce him because now they have access to his money. And it's true. A lot of these women don't like the men that they marry. They don't. They're looking at that man as a way to have some type of stability. And what's happening now, I think that men are finally understanding that and seeing that, and they're saying, no, I don't want to get married anymore. And that's what's making the women pissed. Because there's a lot of women that will be hoeing all through their years, and then when they get at the end of their hoeing, they want to find somebody that's going to take care of them and expect they should get the, you know, the cream of the crop, and they don't. It's just one of those things that marriage is supposed to be a good thing. You know, it's not supposed to be something where you're looking at it's like a transaction, right? And the men are now finally seeing, they're like, this is why I don't want to get married. Because a lot of these women are talking about, well, I'm not doing this or doing this and doing this and doing this, but my man has to do this and do this and do this and do this and do this. And when men hear that, they're like, absolutely not. Men are very logical, right? A man has no problem taking care of his wife if she's bringing something to the table, right? What are you doing? Are you an asset to me? And that's how men think. We think logical. You know, more and more men are thinking about their life as a business. If I marry you, how are you an asset in my life? And there's different ways. Some men want different. Every man wants something different. It could be a woman that cooks and cleans. It could be a woman that makes her own money. It could be a woman that just loves him. It's whatever that man wants, whatever is an asset to him. But do you fit that? Or as a woman, do you say, I ain't doing that? And if you say that, then why should that man take care of you, right? Why should that man get married to you? Why should that man build with you if you're not going to pull your end of the bargain? But that's the thing, you know, I love to see that.
Man, look, man, hey, TikTok, what it is, hey, straight up, y'all listen up, all my Haitians, man, hey, stay strong, bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on TikTok, you feel me, I try to stay out this, you know, Haitian hate algorithm, but TikTok keep throwing shit in my FYP. So they want me to chime in. Listen, bro. Tout Haitian win, Tundem. Y'all listen up, man. Let everybody who hating on us, who happy about the TPS being cut off, let them hate, bro. What we gonna do, we gonna save it. We gonna bookmark it. We gonna stamp it like, okay, bet. Motherfucker right here with hating back. This right here is hating back. we gonna get him. Cause, bro, what disease did? It's like y'all mad at Haitians cause we done came up, bruh. Y'all can't be mad at that, bruh. Y'all can't be mad Haitians done came up, dog. That shit crazy. I even see, and it's black people. What the going on? Look, bruh. I don't see some say, oh, Haitians think they run Florida. Bitch, we do run Florida. We a big part of this, boy. Whether you like it or not, we done left an imprint on Florida. Why you think we in all the video games? Why you think they put us in the movies? Whenever come to Miami, Florida, Broward County, Florida, period, they know. Even Hollywood know. Oh yeah, you gotta put them Haitians in the movie, bro. If you gonna go to Florida. Y'all tighten up, man. And then the reason why I don't like the hate, why y'all celebrate is getting deported back to Haiti, is because it's like Haitians don't bother nobody. What, like you'll get dealt with looking around playing with us, but besides that, we don't bother nobody. You feel me? The reason why Donald Trump and them don't like us is because we fought for our freedom. Look it up, 1804. And we, you know, we unalive, spilled blood behind our freedom. They don't want the rest of the black people in the world, especially America, to adapt that same mindset. You see what I'm saying? Don't let that go over your heads. They want black people to be like, they want you to be weak, bro. They don't want you to fight for your human rights. They don't want you to fight for your life. They don't want you to fight for your culture. They don't want you to fight for your family. They don't want a bunch of black people having that Haitian mentality. They want you to be subservient to them, bro. That's why Trump want to cancel TPS. That's why you might see some of the Caucasians happy about that. But for you black people that's happy about that, and honestly, bro, I think it's just the FBAs. I don't think it's all black people upset about that. It's celebrating that. I really don't think that. I just think it's that little minuscule online group. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man. That's why, bro. Don't let them fool y'all. Y'all letting the CIA put y'all against Haitians. And Haitians, we never went to war with you. We went to war with the French, boy. Y'all go learn in history so y'all won't be, y'all pointing the gun at the wrong. Don't point it at us. Y'all need to point it at.
Actually designed to be worn over your head so you can take it and use it anywhere. It's super comfy and it was made to reduce any light and sound. It's great for napping in unusual places, and there's arm holes on either side so you can rest them up by your head. It's got cushioning all round so you can lie on either side and even rest your head backwards if you want as well. And it also comes in super handy to get a perfect night's sleep.
Hey man, TikTok with it, yeah, bro. Hey man, as y'all know, and I'm sure y'all heard, feel me? The TPS for Haitians has ended. Me being Haitian, y'all know me on TikTok. Y'all know I'm top Haitian, man. Me being Haitian, I may have to go back to Haiti, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it might be a wrap. I came here on the bottom program. I did very good for myself. Hold on. Yeah. I came here on the program. I did very good for myself. But the thing that I'm running into is that, you know, due to the fact that I'm Haitian, that I'm basically gonna have to go to Haiti. And I just wanna let everybody know, since it's gonna be my last couple of weeks here, man, TikTok, I'm gonna document with y'all. We gonna ball up before I leave. I will be back. You know, I did what I needed to do while I was here. And I will see everybody back, man. It's Tahish PSA. Y'all know what it is. And it's okay if they don't want your boy to stay, man. I will be back, though. It's a lot going on with Trump. He doesn't like Haitians too much. So, we'll be going back, you know. It's a lot, bro. You know, I got family, kids here, and all of that. But, gotta do what it do, you know. I really feel like they feel like we making too much money on them, you know. America feel like it's not fair for the other citizens that they feel like should be having it. But it's all right, man. We're gonna push through, man. And like I say, man, y'all follow me, my TikTok. I'm gonna show y'all my journey of my last days in the U.S. Let's get it. Yeah, man, TikTok, what it is, man. Hey, like I said, it's my last couple weeks in the U.S. As y'all know, TPS has ended. So Tahitian will be making his way back to Haiti once my TPS